how we all doing? Welcome back to Premier League Dad, and my name is Key. We are live for Galatasaray. Galatasaray against Juventus, 5:45 kick-off tonight at Rams Park. It is Okan Buruk. Sorry, I lost my mind then. Okan Buruk, the Galatasaray manager, against Luciano Spalletti's Juventus at Rams Park in Istanbul. Galatasaray kind of struggled towards the end of the Champions League campaign, didn't they? They had only, was it one winning 4, 1 winning 5? Juventus, kind of the opposite. They had a late flurry, if anything. I think 3 or 4 wins in the last 5 games to secure Champions League qualification, albeit they couldn't quite make the top 8. I think they finished about, again, 11th, 12th, somewhere around there. They finished somewhere around the 12th, 13th maybe. Galatasaray were a lot further down the table, and this is their reward, is they get to play Juventus. First leg in Istanbul, second leg back in Turin, and it's going to be an interesting tie, this one. I have to say, I've got to fancy Juventus, but Galatasaray are very, very difficult here at Rams Park. They beat Liverpool, of course, earlier in this Champions League campaign, and it's going to be a really, really good game to see a lot of cool faces, a lot of names that maybe we don't get the opportunity to see very often if all you watch is kind of the Premier League or the big Premier League teams. There's 4 Champions League games on tonight. Galatasaray v Juventus is the early game. After that, it's Benfica Real Madrid, which is a game we're going to be live for. Dortmund are also playing Atalanta at 8 p.m. and Monaco face PSG. Excuse me. So I'm going to be doing Galatasaray Juve. Straight after that, I'm going to be doing Real Madrid away at Benfica, a ground where they got smashed not that long ago, and it was a fantastic end to the game in that one. So everyone remembers the Real Madrid Benfica game not too long ago. So we won't go over that too much in this one, but we'll be covering it later on. And yeah, listen, I'm going to be here with you till about 10 o'clock tonight watching Champions League footy. We'll be talking, as we always do on Premier League Dad, we'll always be talking about everything else that's going on in the world of football. We'll be chatting about different stuff you want to chat about, whether it be the FA Cup, whether it be the Champions League, whether it be Galatasaray Juve specifically. We'll be doing our quizzes. We always do quizzes, not just at half-time. Sometimes we'll do them during the game. We'll do, combined 11s. We'll do the best. Someone asked me the other night, what's your best ever Barcelona Real Madrid? Well, that was last night, wasn't it? Girona-Barcelona game we did. What a game that was. Barcelona v Real Madrid, combined 11 in your lifetime. Go for it. And it was so, so difficult. But I thought we'll do that again, but we'll do it for Juventus tonight. Galatasaray and Juventus. Let's try and do a combined 11 of these two sides. Maybe let's do a combined 11 of these two sides for tonight's leg. Sort of the two 11s that are facing each other tonight. But yeah, sorry. I'm not ignoring you. YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, wherever you are, wherever you're watching. Good to see you. Sasha, how's it going? Ryan, good to see you. Jake, Brentford at home in the FA Cup. Oh yeah, that's for West Ham, isn't it? Sarah, lovely to see you. Come on, Juve. Come on, the Black Ladies. The Bianconeri. Yes, the Bianconeri. Davey Moyes, good to see you. How's it going, Davey? And Normal Guy, great to see you, lad, as always. Teaching Tony, love you, PLD. Got a job washing dishes and have been doing pretty well post-jail. You think the Italians or the Turks are winning today? Well, first off, mate, really, really pleased to hear that. Great to see you. You're getting yourself back on your feet. I'm really, really made up for you. Keep at it. Stay out of trouble. Keep doing those. Well, maybe try and stay away from the parlays. Because to be fair, we're not that great at them, are we? Let's be honest. But yeah, keep doing what you need to, mate. Stay out of trouble. Look after yourself. Keep coming back. We love to see you. Davey says Juventus 7-1 tonight. I don't know if it's going to be 7-1, but it's going to be I'm expecting goals. I am expecting goals, I'll say that. Teaching Tony says shift starts at 5 o'clock. Got to leave at 3:30, but I'm here to fill numbers until then for sure, mate. Good lad. Good lad. Love to hear that. Pride of Merseyside. Liverpool fans should never want Juve to win, that's for sure. Well, hey, listen, there's nothing to do with all that here, mate. At the end of the day, Juventus watching two good teams, Galatasaray and Juventus. You can point fingers at stuff that's gone on in the past. At the end of the day, It's football. There's 2 teams of 22 players on the pitch who had nothing to do with that. And 22 players tonight will decide whether or not Galatasaray or Juve have got a good chance going into that second leg. Be yourself, Dylan. How's it going, mate? Good to see you. Are you doing Benfica Real Madrid? I am, yes. I'll be doing Benfica Real Madrid straight after. Davey says, I've got chicken in the oven and it smells delish. Love that. Love that. Well, yeah, listen. So, first up, Galatasaray v Juve. Let's go through the lineups. Tonight. Galatasaray have got Gurcan Çakır in goal, who signed this summer from Trabzonspor. He's done quite well since he's come in, to be fair. Then it's Salah, Davinson Sanchez, Bardakci, and Ismail Jacobs completing the back 4. Lucas Torreira, ex-Arsenal in midfield with Akgun and Gabriel Sara. And then it's a front 3 of Noah Lang, who is on loan from Napoli. Barish Yilmaz on the right-hand side. He's having a phenomenal year for Galatasaray. 15 in 19 for him. And up front is, of course, the danger man, Victor Osimhen. So, Juventus have got to have the wits about them. They'll know all about Victor Osimhen from his time in Serie A, so we'll have to see how they deal with him. For Juventus, it's Di Gregorio in goal, who I think is a very underrated goalkeeper. I think he's been fantastic for Juve. Cambiasso at left-back, Kalulu at right-back, Bremer and Lloyd Kelly starting at centre-back. Lloyd Kelly, where's he come from? Coop Miners, Locatelli and Kefren Turam in midfield. Should be hoping to dominate that midfield area. And then it's Conceição, Yildiz and Weston McKennie. Weston McKennie basically is a auxiliary centre-forward tonight. Maybe Juve playing with no real out-and-out centre-forward tonight. Normal guy says, since you're doing the Madrid game, I will give you updates on PSG and Morocco. Oh, sorry, Monaco. Monaco, yeah. That's good, mate. Please do. Thank you. Sarah says, my mum's side of the family are Armenian. Ah, okay. Right, hang on a second. What are we saying on TikTok? Dylan is the GOAT. Dylan's cool, yeah. Dylan's a top guy. Dylan's a top guy. Yeah, top bloke. What are we saying? Sorry, normal guy. When does the game? Oh, when that game starts. Well, it's only at 8 o'clock, isn't it? It's only 8 o'clock when the Madrid game starts. Madrid Benfica. So yeah, we'll be watching Benfica Madrid in about 2 hours' time. Right now, we're just doing the build up to Galatasaray against Juventus. And we'll just be chatting through. To be honest, someone asked, let's do it now. Let's do it. So, someone asked last time, what would be your all-time Juventus 11? And I've wrote some names down. That stand out. But I think we could go through it all night. It's gonna be one. Maybe we do that at half time. Mackenzie, couple of good games tonight. Yeah, I would imagine the Benfica game is maybe the standout one that everyone's thinking about, and that's why I just thought, to be honest, we'll go live for Galatasaray Juve. We'll see how it goes. Hey Ethan, how's it going? Good to see you, mate. Joe says it's so funny they played each other in the last game. Yeah, Benfica Real Madrid. Yeah. Well, should we do a little quiz? Should we do a quiz to start things off? If you're lurking on YouTube or Twitch or TikTok or wherever you're watching this, you can do a quiz. We could do a little pre-game quiz if you fancy it. Do you know what? I don't even think we did that, did we, last night? Yeah, we could do, couldn't we? So, what about Saka on a new deal, 300k a week? Is he justifying it, though? Yeah, Saka on 300k a week. That doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to me. He's a good player, but I can't see Saka for 300k justifying that across a 5-year deal. He's had a lot of injuries, hasn't he? A lot of injuries. Ryan says Weston McKennie played for Leeds. He did, yes, very briefly, I think. Normal Guy says hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, people. TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. What a guy. Cheers, Normal Guy. Thanks, man. All right, well, listen, I'll tell you what. Let's do a little quiz. Let's get warmed up for tonight's games, right? If you can, give me the top 20 Spanish players by number of appearances in the Premier League. Get your answers in the chat. Let's get warmed up for the game. Top 20 Spaniards by number of appearances in the Premier League. Let's have some guesses in the chat. Mata. Juan Mata is 7th. Good shout, Joe. Kepa, says Ethan. Kepa is... No, Kepa's not even in there. Kepa's not even in the top 20. Fernando Torres. Fernando Torres is 11th. Yes. David De Gea is 1st. Good shout. David De Gea is 1st. Fernando Torres 11th. Kepa not in the list. Juan Mata is 7th. Laporte. Not Laporte. No, not Aymeric Laporte. You've got Torres. Alonso. Yes, Marcos Alonso is 15th in the list. Xabi Alonso doesn't make it. Cucurella doesn't make it, but Rodri does. Rodri is 12th. David Raya is 20th. Good shout. Fabregas is 2nd. Hector Bellerin is 14th. Good answer. David Silva. David Silva is 5th. No, 4th. Sorry. 4th, David Silva. Not Costa, no. Pepe Reina. Yes, Pepe Reina is 5th. Pedro. Pedro is not in the list, no. So far you've got David De Gea, Fabregas, David Silva, Pepe Reina, Juan Mata, Fernando Torres, Rodri, Bellerin, Marcos Alonso, and David Raya. They are the only ones you've got so far. Arteta, good answer. Arteta is 6th. Arteta is 6th. Trendy, how's it going, Trendy? Good to see you, mate. Santi Cazorla, good answer, but not in the top 20. The question is, Sasha, the top 20 Spanish players to play in the Premier League by number of appearances. So far, we've got David De Gea, Fabregas, David Silva, Reina, Arteta, Mata, Fernando Torres, Rodri, Bellerin, Marcos Alonso, and David Raya. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players you've not got yet. Not Thiago. Wolves keeper Rui Patricio is Portuguese. Diego Dalot, the best right back you've ever seen. Yes, absolutely. CSPR is Cesar Azpilicueta. Yeah, Azpilicueta is 3rd. Enrique, yes, Jose Enrique is 18th. Good shout. Not Garcia, no. I would have said Luis Garcia as well, but no, not Garcia. Not Pep Guardiola. No, he never played in the Premier League. Not Piqué. Not Arbeloa. We've already got Pepe Reina. Howler there, like. Ayoze Perez. Yeah, Ayoze Perez is 10th. Good shout. Cucurella, no. Not Luis Garcia. Porro, no. Not Marino, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Adama Traore. Adama Traore is correct. He is 8th, just behind Juan Mata. Is this just Spanish Prem players? No, it's Spanish. It's Premier League players, Spanish Premier League players with the most appearances in the Premier League. Romeu, good answer. Romeu is 9th. So you've now got the top 12. Not Fornals. No, not Fornals. Not Porro. Not Santi Cazorla. Nacho Monreal is a great answer. That's 13th. So you've now got 1, 2, 3 left to get. 3 left to get. So the 3 you've got 17 out of 20 so far. Keep guessing. 17 out of 20. You've got David Raya, Jose Enrique, Marcos Alonso, Hector Bellerin, Nacho Monreal, Rodri, Fernando Torres, not Ferran Torres. Fernando Torres, Ayoze Perez, Romeu, Adama Traore, Mata, Arteta, Reina, David Silva, Azpilicueta, Fabregas, De Gea. They are the top 20 with 3 names missing. You've not yet got the 3 names. Not Kepa Arrizabalaga, not Piqué. No, not Ferran Torres. You've asked both Marcos Alonso and Xabi Alonso. Only Marcos Alonso makes the list. Not Laporte. No, not Laporte. There's 3 players left, and one of them is a current player. Not Jeremy Pino. The God says prediction for tomorrow, lads. Karabag 3, Newcastle 0. Yeah, not Perez, not Diogo Costa, no. Not Pedro, not Perez. Not Costa. One of them is a current Premier League player. One of them's a current Premier League player. Yeah, Roberto Sanchez is there. It is. That's the one. Roberto Sanchez is 19th on the list. And you've got 2 more left to get. Both of them were defenders. Neither of them played for top 6 Premier League clubs. So there you go. 2 defenders, both now retired. Neither of which played for top 6 Premier League clubs. But they are 2 Spanish players with very, very, very good reputations in the Premier League anyway. Yo, MUFC, how's it going, mate? Has to be a Martinez. No, there isn't a Martinez. It's not a Martinez, thankfully. No, not a Martinez. Not Deulofeu. No, Deulofeu is a good shout, but it's not Deulofeu. Campo, yes, Ivan Campo. He's in the number 16, Ivan Campo. Are they a defender? Yes, Aaron. Last one is a defender. It's not Marcos Alonso. We've already got him. Marcos Alonso was 15th in the list. We've already got Monreal. Yeah, we've already got Monreal. You've so far got David Raya, Robert Sanchez, Jose Enrique, then this player, then it's Ivan Campo, then it's Marcos Alonso, Hector Bellerin, Nacho Monreal, Rodri, Fernando Torres, Ayoze Perez, Oriol Romeu, Adama Traore in 8th, Juan Mata in 7th, 6th is Arteta, 5th Pepe Reina, 4th David Silva, 3rd Azpilicueta, 2nd Fabregas, and 1st is David De Gea. There you go. It is Angel Rangel. Good shout. Angel Rangel. I think Casper and Pride of Merseyside got that one right. Both of you. Well done. Angel Rangel. So there you go. Top 20 players to appear in the Premier League. Top 20 Spanish players to appear in the Premier League by number of appearances. That was. Good shout. There you go. There you go. We've got a little bit of a warm-up quiz going there. We've got 5 minutes to kick off now. So we're very, very close to kick off. We've done our lineups. Here's a question I did want to ask, to be fair, because it feels like all of the attention is focused on a couple of players tonight. Obviously, Osimhen for Galatasaray, but But Kenan Yildiz, there feels like a lot of news and rumours and transfer noise around Kenan Yildiz. Just how good of people that have seen him, just how good do we think Kenan Yildiz could be? Is he a fly-by-night? Is he a, someone that maybe gets a big move and falls away? Or is he someone that could in time become a really, really top winger in the game? I mean, he's already kind of there, isn't he, to be honest? But, I mean, someone who could maybe come to the Premier League and dominate. There's rumours that Juventus are wanting upwards of 80 million quid for him. Whether or not he would justify that fee, we don't know. DC says he'll be another Chiesa. Good now, but won't last long. Reese says, which game is worth watching? Well, I'm watching Galatasaray Juventus, mate. You're more than welcome to watch along with me if you want. We'll be watching Galatasaray Juve at Rams Park. Okan Buruk against Luciano Spalletti. Good game, this one, I think. And then once this one's finished, we're going to be watching Benfica Real Madrid. Casper says, I've heard a lot, but haven't seen him play. It'll be good to see him. Yeah, it'd be good to see him. TC says, what's with your United agenda, Key? Well, I'm a Liverpool fan, mate, so I don't really have a United agenda, but I enjoy seeing them lose, same as they enjoy seeing us lose. That shouldn't really be news to you. If a Liverpool fan enjoys watching United lose, generally speaking, that's just kind of how it goes. Same as United fans enjoy watching Liverpool lose, it's standard. Reese, what's the lineup saying? So lineups are as follows. I'll give you the lineups again, seeing as we're literally a couple of minutes away from kickoff. Kakir in goal, Salah, Sanchez, Bardakci, and Jacobs at the back for Galatasaray. Lucas Torreira and Gabriel Sara in midfield with Akgun, Yunus Akgun, who has had an unbelievable start to his season this year. And then it's Yilmaz off the right, Baris Yilmaz, Noah Lang, who is, of course, on loan from Napoli, and then Osimhen starting up front for Galatasaray. Juventus have got Di Gregorio in goal, Cambiasso, Lloyd Kelly, Bremer, and Kalulu at the back. Koopmeiners, Locatelli, and Kefren Turam in the midfield. And then it's Weston McKennie sort of as a false nine tonight. There's no real centre-forward for Juventus. Conte Sá off the right, and Kenan Yildiz off the left. I would have thought maybe we would have seen... maybe a Pender, maybe Lucas Pender going up front. But there's not really an awful lot of options there for Juventus. They've got David out injured, they've got Vlahovic out injured, they've got Milik out injured. So there's not really a huge amount of forward-thinking options for them. For Galatasaray, listen, they've got Gundogan on the bench, they've got Sané on the bench. No Mario Lemina, of course, he's suspended tonight, but there's quite a few big names that we'll see in amongst it tonight. MCFC says, I'm actually going to watch this game because of Kenan Yildiz. Such a fun player to watch. Yeah, looking forward to seeing Kenan Yildiz in this one to see whether or not he might justify the sort of price tags that are floating around for him. Forza Juventus says Zebeu. And Jabba says, how's it going, mate? How's it going? Good to see you, Jabba. Glover says, thoughts on Arsenal getting rigged. Oh, another rigged FA Cup draw. Nah, it's just the luck of the draw, mate. You've got to beat them all. And listen, there's no question that Mansfield will probably get the arse handed to them, but you never know. Listen, the beauty of the FA Cup, it could happen. Could happen. This on TNT. It is, mate. Yeah, TNT. It's live on TNT, kicks off in literally 2 minutes' time. Jabba says Weston McKennie is from near where I grew up. Oh, really? I don't know. He's US, isn't he? Yeah, I forgot about. I always think Weston McKennie is English because he played for Leeds, didn't he? I don't know why I always associate him with being English. Lloyd Kelly in the Juventus lineup as well. So I don't know. I always feel like they've got a bit of an English contingent over there. But of course, yeah, US. Pride of Merseyside says Sané on the bench. That's ridiculous. Tell you what though, Juventus. growing up. And seeing as we're getting closer to kick-off, let's go through this, because there was a few people who asked Key what would be your all-time Juventus side. In your lifetime, what would be the best Juventus side that you could put together? Your best all-time Juventus 11. So I was going to ask you guys to help me with that. What do you think it would be? If you had to pick your best ever Juventus 11, get your answers in the chat. Let me know. 1 to 11, you can play whatever formation you want, 4-4-2, 4-3-3. What would be your all-time Juventus 11? Goalkeepers wise, I think there's only really 2 worth looking at. I think it'd have to be between Peruzzi and Buffon, wouldn't it? Angelo Peruzzi was the player I grew up watching in goal for Juventus, but obviously Buffon's kind of gone on to become one of the all-time greats. Is it Champions League tonight, Keith? It is indeed, yeah. Under the floodlights, Juventus had a rough 3 weeks. Galatasaray twice, Como, Roma, then Milan, all in 3 weeks. And P.O. says, do you think Benfica can upset Madrid for the second time? Well, listen, across 2 legs, anything can happen, of course. Anything can happen. Right. Let's get the timer going, because we are off and underway at Rams Park. I thought Juventus might be in the normal white and black striped kit, but they're in the away number. Pirlo, Bonucci, Chiellini, Buffon. So I've gone for, once you've got past Peruzzi and Buffon, I then look at your right back, and your right back surely is between maybe Lilian Thuram and Torricelli. Do you remember Torricelli? Torricelli was a Fiorentina defender as well as a Juventus one at one point, and he I remember when, I think it was when United played Fiorentina in the Champions League, and Torricelli, it was when Beckham and Posh had just started going out, and Torricelli put something like, I'll take his girlfriend off him, or something like that. It was like a big thing in the papers. Torricelli said, I'm going to take Posh off you. I'm going to ruin his night, and then I'm going to take his girlfriend off him. Something like that. It was proper war of words between Torricelli and Beckham just before the Champions League match in the 90s. But yeah, I think I would probably go with Lilian Thuram. He was unbelievable. Centre-backs, I mean, you've got a lot of very, very good centre-backs who played for Juve. You think of Chiellini, obviously Bonucci, but Jurgen Kohler as well. Remember Jurgen Kohler, what a player he was. Cannavaro, lots of good centre-backs that Juventus had in the 90s and early noughties. P.O. says Buffon, Thuram, Chiellini, Ferreira, Cabrini. See, I mean, Cabrini, I see that was before my time, to be honest. I think on the left-hand side, I can only really go with Zambrotta. Gianluca Zambrotta would be the left-hand side for me. Maybe Alexandro would be in with a chance, because he was with Juventus a long, long time. Went to 2 Champions League finals with him. Wasn't a bad defender, Alexandro, but I would go with Zambrotta. So for me, I'd be going Zambrotta, Cannavaro, Chiellini, Thuram, Buffon. That would be my back line. Midfield, I mean, again, centre mids. They were blessed, weren't they? They were blessed, Juventus. Think of the Juventus centre mids they've had over the years. Didier Deschamps, Zinedine Zidane, Edgar Davids, Andrea Pirlo, and then you've got, Antonio Conte was a fabulous player. Angelo Di Livio was a fabulous player. Platini. See, Platini's a little bit before my time, but again, yeah, wonderful player, but a little bit before my time, to be honest. Pogba, I wouldn't be having Pogba, to be honest. I mean, I know he did well there, but I don't think he's anywhere close to the names I've just mentioned. For me, it would have to be Zidane, and I would probably be inclined to put Deschamps there. Didier Deschamps was unbelievable, a proper player. So I would go to Zidane and Deschamps alongside him. Maybe Edgar Davids at a push, but I think Edgar Davids wasn't quite the same sort of player as Deschamps. And then on the wings, they weren't blessed with wingers really. Del Piero tended to play up front, but you could maybe go 4-3-3. That might make it a little bit easier. You could squeeze in 3 midfielders. I'd maybe go Deschamps, Zidane, Pirlo. Yeah, that might make sense. And then front 3, You could have Nedved, you could have Jugovic, but then you've got Del Piero has to be in there. I would honestly be looking at Del Piero. Would Cristiano Ronaldo get in there? All-time Juventus 11, Cristiano Ronaldo. What do you think? Nedved, idle Yorkshireman, Pavel Nedved. Yeah, I mean, Ballon d'Or winner Pavel Nedved, but so difficult. I mean, if you look at, just think of the Italian. Think of the Juventus attackers that they've had. You've got Inzaghi, you've got Vialli, you've got Ravanelli, you've got Trezeguet, you've got Bierhoff, Oliver Bierhoff. What a fabulous player Oliver Bierhoff was. Christian Vieri, Alan Boksic, Inzaghi, Trezeguet. But I don't know how I'd squeeze all of them in unless I was playing 4-4-2. Maybe it'd be Del Piero off the left. We'd have to try and get a... Oh my God, what a strike! Galatasaray nearly 1-0. Unbelievable effort, that. Unisac gun with a strike from distance. Lifted Clement, says Inzaghi, Trezeguet, Higuain. Yeah, see, Gonzalo Higuain was very good as well. Dybala, a shout on the wings. Latan. Ronaldo. M15 says, you're all right, pal. Galatasaray. Galatasaray could be a good shout for tonight. Baggio, of course. It's where you fit Baggio in. You might decide he's that good that you'd want to just find room for him no matter what. And there's a lot of players in that bracket, I think. Christian Vieri's up there with one of the best centre forwards I've ever seen, but I don't think he had his peak at Juventus. Inzaghi was incredible. Trezeguet was incredible. Can't leave out Ronaldo. Can't leave out Del Piero. I don't know how I'm going to try and fit all of them in. Nedved was great. Do you know what? Vladimir Jugovic was a hell of a player as well. Timbo, how's it going, mate? Hola, Mr. Thomas, how are we? I'm very good, sir. How are you? We're watching a bit of Galatasaray Juventus for tonight. Straight over to Benfica Real Madrid after this one. So if you're looking for a couple of games to watch along, then Galatasaray Juve followed by Benfica Real Madrid tonight. We'll be doing our quizzes as we always do. We'll be talking all the different stuff that's going on in the world of football. If you've got anything in particular you want to chat through, any questions you think it's worth putting to the Premier League Dad audience, get your questions in and we can ask them. 3-Star Red says, I just hope all our fans have a safe time over there and there'll be no trouble. Yeah, in Fenerbahce. Should be okay. I mean, generally speaking, away trips, I mean, Aston Villa have just gone there, haven't they? And it was fine. I would expect... I think it should be okay. Fingers crossed, anyway. Timbo, I'm good, mate. On the train back from work at the minute, so I'll be in and out. No worries, buddy. Yeah, no worries. Always good to have you as and when you can come in. Around the footy world with Premier League Dad. Zahir says this one's going to be 2-2. I think Pereira will do fine for Forest for the rest of the season. Do we think that Vitor Pereira will keep Forest up? He's got 2 games coming up in very quick succession. He's obviously got Fenerbahce away in Europe on Thursday night, and then he's got Liverpool this weekend at the City Ground. A team they've already beaten 3-0, sadly, this season. But it's going to be a very difficult game. 2 very difficult games, you might say, for Forest. I didn't think Fenerbahce were that poor against... I know Villa ended up beating them, but I thought Fenerbahce were quite good that game. Joe, do you ever lose your voice with the amount of talking you have to do? Yes. Yeah. I don't really take anything like any precautions as a result of it though. And maybe I should. Maybe I should, like, when I go home after I've finished, I should be like saying to everyone, listen, I'm not talking to anyone. I'm just not talking to anyone. Ryan says, I think Vitor Pereira will get Forest relegated if West Ham stays up, Key. Can't see, do you know what? I just can't see a world where West Ham don't stay up at this moment in time. I actually think Leeds go down. I still think Leeds are the team to watch. Personally, I think they're the ones that are going to get dragged into it. Juve corner, headed away by Galatasaray. Now on the counter-attack. Juve pressing very, very well. Galatasaray can't really get out, to be honest. Pride of Merseyside. Key, who do we play after Forest? Who do we play after Forest? West Ham, innit? I think it's West Ham. Pretty sure we've got a pretty decent run of fixtures after Forest. We play Wolves back to back. We've got Forest away. Then we've got West Ham at home. Then we've got Wolves back-to-back in the league and in the FA Cup. And I think both of them are away, aren't they? I think, well, obviously the cup game's away. But I think, have we already played Wolves at home? Yeah, we have, haven't we? We beat them. So, yeah, I would go with... it's West Ham at home after Forest. And then we've got 2 games away against Wolves. MT says, I see Pereira being the 4th manager that gets sacked at Forest this season. And Zahir says, do you think Spurs will get relegated with their next tough fixtures? No, I don't think so. I don't think Spurs get anywhere close to relegation. I think that's something that looks really enticing from an Arsenal fan's point of view. And it's a shock thing that a lot of fans are talking about because of how close they are in this particular moment. But I don't see Spurs getting anywhere close to relegation. They've got too many good players. The manager he's a bit of a loose cannon, Igor Tudor, and I don't think he's their long-term manager. I think he probably leaves at the end of the season. But I think he keeps them up, and I don't think there's any concern about that. Juve, unlucky. It's going to be a corner. Wonderful play from Yildiz, that. Cutting in on the right-hand side onto his right foot. Good strike, and just takes a deflection. It's gone behind for a corner to Juve. Timbo, why did Liverpool seem to get Brighton and Wolves in every cup run? Kingsloth, when you go home, do you not do it from your home? No, I don't. No, I've got a little studio type thing. I guess you could call it a studio. It's not really a studio, but it is a studio in a little office. It's nothing major. Respectfully, Key, they finished 17th last season and they're down there again. I will not hear the trophy talk. Well, why not, though? They did it last season. They literally finished in the Europa League places last season. In the Europa League places. They literally won the Europa League last season. What am I talking about? They won the Europa League last season while finishing 17th. Of course they could do something like that again. It's basically the same team. Richard says, perfect timing, just in from work, so I'll join you watching this. Good lad, Richard. The liking trash, I think Leeds could go down by a point. And Forza Gala says, limitational. 3-star says, if West Ham get the Nuno Santo in the last few weeks of last season, West Ham will get relegated. He seems to be doing quite well, I think. Do you not think West Ham recently have been really, really good, though? Every time I've watched West Ham recently, I think they've done incredibly well. I thought they were great against Sunderland. I thought they were really good against United. I thought they played, obviously, they got the win against Spurs. I thought they were really unlucky against Chelsea, in fairness, and unlucky against United. So, I think West Ham have played really well recently. Obviously, go to Burnley and get a win. Big win that they needed. Puts the pressure on Forest, puts the pressure on Leeds. Love it. Good excuse to get away from home. Hey, I don't need no excuses. It's all, to be honest, I only do it on a night, don't I, really? Or on a weekend, it's a little bit different because it's basically a full day on a weekend. Usually it's start of sort of 12 o'clock start and then through till about 8 o'clock on a night. But yeah, through the week, I'm only here on a night, really. Pride of Merseyside says Europa League was terrible last season, let's be real. I mean, listen, they still had to win it. They still had to. You can only beat who's in front of you. Premier League's terrible this season. Arsenal might well still win it. I don't think they'll mind, will they? Ektiki the GOAT, Jake, how's it going, mate? Good to see you. Reece says, Key tells the missus he's just going to the shop when he's actually watching the footy all night. Yeah, she loves that. Off you go. Ryan says, I can't see Nuno keeping us up. I don't understand why. I think you've got to have a bit of positivity about the way West Ham have been playing recently. Real Madrid v Benfica is on Prime tonight. It is indeed, yeah. Should be a good one, that one. Looking forward to it. This one started relatively slow, to be honest. Both sides still, I guess, feeling each other out. I think if you're Galatasaray, the away goals rule is always such a... I think it's such a big loss to European football, no away goals now. Like, how bad is it that we've got no... There's no jeopardy here. Like, Galatasaray could look at this and go... We've got it... Well, maybe you could argue it in the opposite sense, I guess. Galatasaray used to be able to think, if we get a draw at home here, then all we have to do is nick a goal, inch her in, and we're fine. If we get a point at home, though, or if we get a draw at home in the first leg, then the second leg, all we've got to do is draw it, a score draw, and we're through. So it used to give whoever... I always felt like if you had the first leg at home, that was often a bit of a benefit. Galatasaray, it's there, it's 1-0. It's a great strike. It's Sara with the strike. Galatasaray in front. 1-0. Juve behind. Di Gregorio is already screaming at his defence saying, come on, let's get back into the game. But it's a fabulous strike at the edge of the box. Osimhen just kind of rolling his man here. Wins it back. Does very well. And the ball falls to the edge of the box somehow. It's a bit of a scrappy one, but it falls to Gabriel Sara. I think it's not even going to be an assist off anyone. It's going to be Bremer just kind of flicks the ball away and it's rolling just to the edge of the box. And Sara, I think it looks very reminiscent of the Rodri goal in the Champions League final for City against Inter. Ball just kind of falls to the edge of the box and he opens his body up, glides it into that far corner. No chance at all for the keeper. Fabulous goal. And Okan Buruk's delighted with that one. Jabba says Premier League dad streams from a converted camper van, hence the squeaky floorboards. To be honest, I wish I had known before I set all this up that there was an immediately squeaky floorboard just underneath me. Because I would have made it a lot less. I would have moved the office around a little bit more. Liking Trash says, I think since Paco was appointed to work alongside Nuno, they've slowly improved. Chance! Oh, it's 1-1! Oh my God! It's 1-1! That lasted all of 2 minutes. Coop Miners makes it 1-1. Galatasaray. What? Well, they say just when the most dangerous time is after you've scored. The most dangerous time for a defence is just after your team has scored. And that has never been more apt. It's 1-1. Ball gets floated to the far post. It's a wonderful header from Weston McKennie. Who puts the cross in? It's a great ball in. Weston McKennie with a header. It's a good save. Maybe the keeper... Oh, should the keeper really be pushing that away? I think Shakir will probably look at it and think, I think we should be doing better there. But Cambiasso with the cross in from the left-hand side. McKennie with the header. It's straight at Shakir. He pushes it out and it's straight at the feet of Teun Koopmeiners. And Koopmeiners taps it into an empty net. Galatasaray 1, Juve 1. Started fast here. Reece says, I think Saka deserves his new contract. He's been our best player since 2018, let's be honest. Yeah, but whether he deserves it or not is another question entirely. Salah probably deserved his new contract, but now it's weighing him down like a ton of bricks. And it's not it's something that, if anything, the club feel resentful of. Bukayo Saka, based on his injury record, I'm not sure you would give him a 5-year contract on 300 grand a week. Pride of Merseyside says, Prem is at one of the best of the season for me. Every place is open to change. Nobody's cleared of anybody. And we've had every Prem club in the top 6 Champions League stage. The Liking Trash says, I think since Paco was appointed to work alongside Nuno, they've slowly improved. And 3-Star Red says, this stage of the season for me now is good and bad performances do not matter. It's all about the points. And the sooner Forest get the points on the board and we can't be caught, I will be happy. Forest have got a big couple of games coming up, I think, just to get the Vitor Pereira era off to a decent start. Because if you were to lose against Fenerbahce, you were to lose against Liverpool, both of which entirely plausible. I don't think that happens. I think you'll get something against Fenerbahce. But if that were to happen, 8 games is all it took for Ange Postecoglou to lose his job. And if anything, Forest's position in the table now looks a whole lot more precarious. Marinakis might be tempted to pull the trigger again if you were to lose the first 4 or 5. Oh, good header from Galatasaray, nearly 2-1. It's been a very fast start here. 20 minutes in, could nearly be 3-1. Can we get a check on that? Liam says, I'm a huge Arsenal fan and I'm buzzing with Saka's contract, no matter the haters. Well, there's no hate. It's just a question of whether or not it represents good value for Arsenal. I think you should keep him tied down, but I think the 300 grand a week's a lot. It's an awful lot. We're in for a feast of football in Istanbul. thought McKinney was a centre defensive mid a while ago. He's a centre forward now. Well, I think he is traditionally a centre midfielder, but he's playing a little bit further forward in this Juventus side, maybe because of his physicality, and because they have nobody else available. Vlahovic is out, Jonathan David's out, Milik is out. All of these injuries that they really could have done with a fourth centre forward, so they're having to put Weston McKennie up there. Reece says, isn't Saka losing too much pace to still be a long-term, highly effective winger? There's talk of him taking up a number 10 role moving forward, apparently. Number 10 role? Oh, how many number 10s have they got at this moment? They've got Wanyuri, they've got Odegaard, they've got Eze, maybe Saka. Madueke, there's a bit of pace about Madueke, but I don't know. Arsenal's squad just looks like it needs trimming, if anything. Waterbrew says, how are we doing, Keelan? I'm good, mate. How are you? Good to see you. Joe says, players to play for both Liverpool and Juve. Ooh, players to play for both Liverpool and Juve. All time, we could go back a fair bit, but I would say Rush is going to be one. Musa Sissoko. Arthur Melo. Who else played for Juve? Liverpool and Juventus. Chiesa. I'm trying to think of other players who we might have got away with. Trying to think of Italian players that we've had. Barini and Barini didn't play for them. Osimhen. Oh, unlucky from Osimhen. Who else played for Liverpool and Juve? I'm really struggling now. Oh, that's a good question. Rush, Sissoko, Arthur Melo, Chiesa. I'm struggling after that. Oh, Emre Can, of course. Emre Can. Yeah, left us on a free to go to Juve. Did Souness play for Juve? No, I don't believe so, no. Do I get a kebab on the way home from work, Key? Well, we're watching Istanbul. Why not? Go for it. Kingsloth says, can you explain the Saka hype? I just don't get it. No, I think he's a wonderful player. I'm not sure I would say he's world class, but I think he's a very, very good player. And if he's fit, you want him starting. If he's fit, he's maybe one of Arsenal's best attackers. I would say Martinelli's better and more effective than him if he's fit. But Saka is incredible. And if they can keep him fit, then he's a wonderful attacker. Anelka. Did Anelka play for him? Do you know, I thought he might have done. But I would never... He played for frigging everyone, Anelka. I would never have said that Anelka did. The selling Odegaard I've seen. Jabba says, not a delectable medley of footballing splendour. Ryan says, I've read that if Nottingham Forest got relegated this season, Marinakis will not hesitate to sack Vitor Pereira. I think wherever you read that sounds accurate. 3-star, did you know that Zinchenko's out for the rest of the season? Yeah, he got injured about 10 minutes into his debut at Ajax, didn't he? Very sad. Poulsen, oh, of course, Christian Poulsen. Yeah, Christian Poulsen. Alex Manninger. Would never have got Manninger. He never really played for us, did he? But Poulsen, Anelka, Chan, Chiesa, Arthur, Sissoko and Rush. What a brew says, not too bad, pal. First game going all right. Had this over 3.55 and a card each. Nice. Good lad. Daddy-O says, it's easy to explain. He's homegrown. A one-club man will always mean more to fans. That's true enough. Nicholas Anelka, Aquilani. Oh, did Aquilani play for him as well? Oh, again, you think he did, didn't he? Yeah, we sent him out on loan. Aquilani. Tell you what, the rumours that Key's not actually a Liverpool fan are starting to stick if I get these Liverpool questions wrong. I've got a dictionary knowledge of Liverpool players and stuff from over the last 20 years. And players who've played for Liverpool and Juventus, I'm pretty disappointed with that number of correct guesses. I got Rush, Sissoko, Arthur, Chiesa, but missed Aquilani, Manninger, Poulsen, Anelka and Chan. It's pretty poor going. It's not great. Did Igor Tudor play for Juventus? He did, yes, he did. And he was a very good defender as well. Ziv, can you wish me luck? Not long till my knee operation. Good lad. Yeah, of course, no problem, mate. Absolutely. Enjoy your knee operation, and I hope it gets better. Says, yes, solid defender in the Championship Manager games. And Frederick says, can Newcastle make a run in the Champions League? I don't think so. Not for me. User 074, you need to do a watch-along for Wolves v Arsenal and celebrate when a Rockadari scores in the last minute. Well, I am doing a watch-along for Wolves v Arsenal. We're doing Karabag Newcastle tomorrow, followed by Wolves and Arsenal. If you like it, then hit the like button, hit subscribe. If not, then breeze on by, no problem. Galatasaray now on the counter-attack. Osimhen, poor from Osimhen, that. Davey says, Key, you did say you got a few Liverpool players wrong tonight. I know I did, yeah, I struggled. Struggled with the Liverpool-Real Madrid one, didn't I? Joe, I know he is, mate. I spotted it. It wasn't very smart of him. That's why I didn't read it out. Switch of play, Juventus. I think he's waiting on his brain operation first. Frederick says, where do you rank Tonali in midfielders in Europe? Top 20? Maybe top 20? I reckon I can name maybe 15 players better than Tonali in midfield. But I'd say he's just inside the top 20. He's a very good midfielder though. I like him. But I think there's quite a few better. Or maybe there's probably 15 midfielders I'd rather Liverpool sign ahead of Tonali. Foxy says Igor Tudor was one hell of a player. Can't say the same for him as a manager. I mean, that goes for a lot of players and managers, doesn't it? I mean, Wayne Rooney still aspires to be a manager. Not brilliant. Timbo says Key can never do 10 Liverpool and Chelsea players. He's a fake fan. Stop saying things like that because you're going to actually reel people into thinking that you're having a pop. D says Newcastle won't win anything. They got Man City in the Cup. The Champions League, no chance. And Brody says, are we watching Gala v Juve right now? We are, yes. Yeah, it's 1-1. Sara with the goal. Fabulous strike pass, Di Gregorio. And then Teun Koopmeiners with the equaliser just after. What a brew says, completely forgot he missed all the time with the gambling and come straight back in on form. And Liam says, I don't fully understand what you say. I'm French. Well, good to see you, mate. Really appreciate you coming in. And bonjour. Ça va. Reverse Proxy says, thoughts on Trent's performance at Madrid. Hilarious. Yeah, it's quite funny that it's not going quite as well as he would have liked. This is a blow for Juventus. Bremer's going off injured, I think. Yeah, this is a real blow. Juventus going to have to change it at the back. Bremer coming off. Looks like a hamstring injury. Yeah, that's the end of his night, I think. Or is he maybe just getting a bit of the magic sponge? Look at that. Mark Gay to City. Heard of it going round. Mark Gay to City. That's already happened. Jake, what minute are you on, Key? It's 29th minute. Timbo, I do wonder sometimes as if there are viewers who come in here and just think I'm being horrible. Hey, I think about it from day to day. Joe, can you do players to play for both Liverpool and Real Madrid? We did that last night, Joe, yeah. We did that question last night. And I was ashamed at my performance on that one, to be honest. Connor says, yeah, not too bad, Ryan. Finished work, mate. Glad you're well. Good lad, Connor. And Frederick says, what would be your Italy lineup for the playoff in March? Italy lineup for the playoff in March. I don't know, really, because it feels like there's... It's the centre-forward area. It feels like Juventus. It feels like Italy have not got the attack that I expected they would have. Good strike from Osimhen, unlucky. When you look at Italy's attack, the attacking areas, it's where they're most weak. they've got some fantastic defensive players, some great players in midfield that they could, that they could have a squad that could compete at a World Cup. But when I look at their attack, the attacking options for Italy don't really blow me away. Unlucky, Osimhen did very well. Yeah, I was gonna say the best attacker of Italy's got is Retegui, and he's out at Al Qadsiya, isn't he? He's out in Saudi. Foxy says, I like Tonali as a player, great talent, but people like to say world class too often. World class moments for sure, but overall not for me. I'm not biased. Fair enough. Connor says, Key, you going to stream many World Cup games? I am, mate. Yes, I'm really hoping to potentially fly to the US to do all of the World Cup games. Basically, I want to try, if I can, and be live for every single game. Which is going to be a lot of games. And it'll mean for basically 6 weeks, I just don't really do anything other than sleep and watch football with you guys. But that is one of the plans anyway, so we'll see. But up to now, there's a plan being looked at that maybe I'll be flying to the US to watch the World Cup every single game. Wallabroo says, got me first. Box got the sports sorted. Can't seem to get something for films and TV. Juventus. Whoa, what a strike that is. It's Coot Miners again. It's 2-1 Juve. Coot Miners has done unbelievable there. What a player. Italy haven't made a great striker for nearly 2 decades. No idea why. It's a great strike, this. That's an absolute worldie. Ball gets played through. It's a little 1-2, if anything, between Weston McKennie again. It's Weston McKennie and Coot Miners just linking up, but what a finish that is. An absolutely stunning finish from Teon Coot Miners. Great goal. D says, don't rule Italy out. They always have a surprise in their squad. No, I know. Esposito's a really good young player, but is he going to be the player that really leads Italy and, drives them on? I'm not sure. I look at the Italy attack and I think, well, Retegui's a very good player, but he's not really competing at the highest level. Raspadori, very talented player, but bit of a mixed bag, if anything. Scamacca's a very good player, but if you look at that as that's your attack that's going to take you to the World Cup. Raspadori, Scamacca, Esposito, and Retegui doesn't really give me intense World Cup vibes. Jabber says, I was watching on my computer and was behind key, switched to my TV and now I'm ahead. Oh my god. Brady says, absolutely buzzing about us beating Hearts. We need to stop giving Chimiti hate. He's becoming a very clutch player in big games for us. And Frederick says, people hype up the Turkish atmosphere. Talent wins out. Charlie, the Pride of Merseyside, they're going to match in the semi-finals. Pride of Merseyside, Spain v France, final all over it. Key does the World Cup. Joe, can you name Portuguese players to play for Liverpool? Portuguese players to play for Liverpool. That should be a bit easier, to be honest. Thiago Ilori, Jota, Morelos. Portuguese. There's not that many, is there? Portuguese players who've played for Liverpool. Ilori, Jota, Morelos. There's got to be more than that. Is that it? Ilori, Jota and Morelos. I think Thiago Ilori was our first ever. Can't think of any more. Jabber says, Gala fans are still on their feet and roaring over any foul. The atmosphere is still intense. Yeah, listen, you wouldn't want to play. It's always a difficult atmosphere at Galatasaray. Oh, Fabio Carvalho, of course. Fabio Carvalho, wonderful player. Strike, Galatasaray, smash it wide. Yeah, wouldn't have got Fabio Carvalho. Should have got him, but I can't. I think that's the only ones. They're the only 4. Pure Entertainment says Zahir, and 3-star says, think Yilmaz should have been carded there. Sorry, not the Juve player. Zahir says this is going to be one of those 4-4, 5-4 thrillers. Abel Xavier. Oh, Abel Xavier was born in Mozambique, wasn't he? I mean, I know he played for Portugal. He probably should have got Xavier as well, actually, yeah. Abel Xavier. All right, fair enough. Thoughts on Turkish chances in the World Cup? They've always got a chance. Always got a chance. João Teixeira, Rafa Camacho. Nah, they never really played for us. Key showing his fakeness again. Adam Matthews, how many goals will Arsenal get from corners tomorrow? Hopefully none. Hopefully the Wolves. The Wolves win out. Davey says Diogo Jota, Morelos, Xavier, Thiago Ilori, João Carlos, Teixeira and Fabio Carvalho. Yeah, there's only João Teixeira I wouldn't really include. He never really played for us. You are, Malcolm. Yep, you're right. What a brew says, get Yildiz to us in the summer. Some transfer that would be. And Ryan says, I heard that Michael Carrick could get the United job full time. You're right, Ryan. Yeah, I think he will do. Fully expect him to give it to Michael Carrick. They'll make the same mistake that they did with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Timbo, I think we've had about 40 Portuguese players, I feel, thanks to Jose. That'd probably be an easier one to do. Chelsea players. Chelsea Portuguese players. It's going to be a little chat with the managers here. I think Spalletti and one of the coaching staff of Galatasaray just getting yellow cards. Yeah, Chelsea's Portuguese players. So I would go Ferreira, Paulo Ferreira, Carvalho, Thiago, Manish, Raul Morelos. To be honest, we're going to be around forever, aren't we? Chelsea Portuguese players. Pedro Neto, yeah, Neto, João Felix. Portuguese players for Chelsea. Bosingwa. Jose Bosingwa. Come on, Key. Come on, Key. Quaresma. Come on. I don't want to look at the chat. I'm trying to not look at the chat and where I get answers then. Juve strike. Oh, unlucky. Unlucky. Hilario, yeah. King Sloth says, please, I don't want him. I have bigger ambitions than Carrick. DB, are you doing an Arsenal hate watch tomorrow night, pal? I'm doing an Arsenal watch along. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm live every night. I'm always live. 3-2 for Juventus. Just watch, says H Mood. Pride of Merseyside says Moyes did Beto change from Portugal. I don't know if he changed from Portugal. He's always been Guinea-Bissau, hasn't he? Deco. Of course, bloody Deco. How did we not get Deco? Deco. Hilario. Got to be some more that we're missing. Giovanni Quenda. I mean, Quenda's not played for him as yet. My prediction is Juventus 3-2, second half. Idle Yorkshire, Deco, yeah, good shout. Yildiz will be scoring the third. Not seen too much of Keenan Yildiz just yet. In the opening first sort of 45 minutes. Not really seeing too much. Fabio Vieira. No, Fabio Vieira's never played for Chelsea, mate. Joe says, would you ever get your girlfriend on the live? I haven't got a girlfriend. No, got a wife. She doesn't know about the girlfriend. They don't know about each other. No, probably not, to be honest. She's got her own thing going on. She's got her own channel. She does her own stuff, which is not football related. So, Davey says Andre Gomez, Nuno Valente, Ruben Vinagre, João Virginia, Manuel Fernandes. This is for Everton. Andre Gomez. Is he still playing now, Andre Gomez? Players that played for Liverpool and Everton, Key. There's not that many for Liverpool and Everton. That's easy. That's Abel Xavier, Nicky Barmby, Gary Ablett. Strike! Oh, good effort from Galatasaray. Xavier, Barmby, Ablett. Come on, Beardsley. Westerveld. Hutchinson. Don Hutchinson. Trying to think if I missed any others. Xavier Barmby, Ablett, Beardsley, Westerveld, Hutchinson. Did any others? I'm ashamed at myself here. Kuhl never played for Everton. Sugo, Renato Vega. What's her channel about? She does a bit of everything, mate. She's kind of fashion and stuff like that. So that's what we did, basically. She said she wanted to do something in fashion. I said I wanted to do something in football. So we both started channels, and this is where we are. 12 months on. 12 months on. Trying to make a living out of being watching football for a living. Daniel says Juve look like a good counter-attacking team. They've done well. They've definitely done well. Timbo, Key doesn't take her fashion tips, sadly. You cheeky bastard. Maybe I do. Maybe she's just not very good at them. I take that back. She's fantastic. Maybe just not men's fashion. I don't know. Whenever she's suggested, here, yeah, babe, have a go with this. You wear this. No chance. Take a risk and predict God. Yeah, Anthony Gordon, soon to be. Andre Gomez still plays for Lille, does he? All right, okay, that's not too bad then. Maybe Branthwaite too. I'd take Branthwaite. Timbo Key took that back so quickly, saw himself in the doghouse and retreated. Yeah, I don't think she's watching tonight. Cleared away. Is it going to be a corner? Osimhen, well done, wins it back. Still 2-1 Juve. What's a channel called? I won't share a channel purely because I did once, and she got a couple of weirdos. She got a couple of weirdos going over there, because again, her content's very, very different to mine. So, yeah, it's not necessarily like I can take. I'm not asked if a couple of Arsenal fans or a couple of United fans come on and say, "Ooh, you fat penguin." It's just water off a duck's back. I don't lose any sleep over it. We just mute them, block them, and move on, and we carry on having a nice time. But yeah, don't necessarily. It's not necessarily cool if they then drift over to her channel. So I won't necessarily I won't necessarily be open about sharing it. But she does well. She's got a nice channel. She does well out of it. Timbo says when you live on football Twitter, you lose sight of how normal people interact. The crazy thing is, do you know what? There's actually a lot of people who are really, really nice, but as soon as you challenge them, sorry, no, it's the opposite way around. They come in and they say something awful, like absolutely awful. Will say something terrible. Like I've had people come in and say dreadful things, and then as soon as you say something like, just nice, like I kill them with kindness is my approach. Just kill them with kindness. Just be nice. Usually they go, yeah, but why do you hate Arsenal though? Like they've just said something absolutely appalling, and rather than me kick off and have a go back at them, I just say something like, listen, don't worry about it. It's all good. It's all banter or whatever. And they go, yeah, but why do you hate Arsenal? Like 2 seconds after Try and have a civil debate 2 seconds after, you know, saying I hope your wife passes away or whatever. Jabba says, keep your mitts off our Branthwaite unless you offer 100 million. 100 million? 100 million for Branthwaite. Not with that injury record. Red Rebellion says Everton can keep Branthwaite. We'll have Bastoni for less than 100 million. And will you guys take Xabi as a manager or stay with Slot for next season? As a Madrid fan, I want him to succeed in a great club. There's absolutely no way we hire Xabi Alonso for next season. Not a chance. Xabi Alonso will not be Liverpool manager next season. Arne Slot is 100% going to be a Liverpool manager next year. Have you explained why you hate Arsenal yet in the stream, mate? Not quite, no. I'm going to keep it a mystery for a bit longer. Galatasaray ball in. Oh, unlucky, nearly 3. 2-2 rather, not 3. 2-2, possibly. Oh, claim for handball. Juve just about scramble it away. Oh my God. Juve now on the counter with Yildiz. Great, dude. That's fantastic play from Yildiz. It's going to be a foul as well. He did really well. Connor Cody, of course. Yeah, good shout, Joe. Connor Cody played for both Everton and Liverpool. Although I don't think he played for us. He obviously was at Liverpool, but I don't think he ever actually played a game for us. Daniel says, I like Branthwaite, but he seems injury prone. Yeah, I think that's the same problem with... I mean, it's not really the same issue with Illiman and Dye. I think Branthwaite and Illiman and Dye are both in that little sweet spot of they are worth more to Everton than anybody else would pay for him. Jared Branthwaite, if he's fit, you could sell for 60, 70, 80 million maybe plus. But he's never fit. So Everton aren't going to sell him because there's no way they get a better defender than him. So he's not worth selling for what they could get for him. You could probably get 40 million for Branthwaite now, reasonably. But no one's going to pay 40 million. Or there's no way Everton accept 40 million for him. Same with Illiman and Dye. Illiman and Dye, it would take probably 70 to 80 million to get him out of Everton. But who's paying 70 to 80 million for a guy who's got 2 assists since the start of last season? Not the start of this season, the start of last season. You're not paying 70 million for a guy who can't create chances. Great game this. Yeah, it's been a really good one so far, Ingar. Zip God says if you don't get Champions League, I think he'll be sacked. There's certainly a chance that happens, but I don't think there's any chance at all that Liverpool don't get Champions League football. I can't see a world where we don't qualify. Timbo says Branthwaite's going to suffer like Zaha. He's worth too much to the club, so always stays. And Jimbo says there's no way Everton can demand a fee like that for him. No, I agree, Jimbo. But I think that's what they would... Like, what would it take, in your opinion, what would it take to get... If you're Everton and you've got clubs approaching you for Branthwaite and Illiman and Dye, what would it take for you to feel good about selling them? And there's no way at all, whatever that figure you pick, I don't think any club would offer that. It's going to be a corner to Galatasaray with 30 seconds left. Reverse says, bro, I keep hearing different opinions from LFC fans then. My bad. No, it's not your bad at all, mate. No, listen, every club's got different opinions on it. The vast majority of Liverpool fans are absolutely behind Arne Slot. There's a small number of what I would consider to be online rage-bait accounts who... Yeah, they are very loud and they say Arne Slot out after every time Liverpool lose a game of football. But the vast majority of Liverpool fans don't feel that way. Jabba says Key explained his hatred of Arsenal. Arteta didn't sign his Everton jersey when Key was a kid. Ross Shant says Barcelona is bad right now. They're like Liverpool. Good last season but underperforming this season. Are we seeing a pattern in football like Man City was bad last season but good in 24-25 season? Last season was the 24-25 season. But possibly, yeah. I mean, that's just life, isn't it? Teams play well and then they have a drop off, and they play well and then they have a bit of a drop off. That's, generally speaking, that's how football goes, I feel like, anyway. Branthwaite, I reckon they could ask 50 million and probably get it. Yeah, but would they want it? That's my point. I don't think 50 million is what they would demand for him. Keane's replaced Branthwaite really well, to be fair. Ethan, how's it going, Ethan? Jimbo says, and I think they should be asking for about 30 to 35 million. Well, they paid like 25 million for him, didn't they? There's no way they sell him for 35 million. Right, it is half-time. And our half-time quiz is upon us. So if you want to join, if you want to be part of this half-time quiz, get amongst it. Here is your half-time quiz. So, let me catch up to the chat very quickly. Do you think United v Liverpool, what are we saying? Sorry, do you think United v Liverpool will be a big indicator of who gets Champions League football? It might be if one of them wins. If United were to win, then certainly it puts a real dent in Liverpool's hopes. If Liverpool were to win, then vice versa. But yeah, I think Villa will fall away. I think there's a realistic proposition of it being Chelsea, Liverpool and Man United, all three getting the top 5 and Villa fall away. It might well not be. It might be that Villa stay in it and it's one of those 3 that miss out. We'll see. But there's still a long way to go. Jabba says for Branthwaite and Dye, 100 million and LFC move to Birkenhead. Pride of Merseyside, I can see City going for Branthwaite, kind of like a Stones 2.0 signing. Liam Vernon says, Key, do you think Tottenham will get a result in the North London derby? New manager bounce, maybe. I'd love to say yes, but I can't see it. I'd love it if they did, though. It'd be fantastic. I'll be in for that one. We'll be live for the North London derby, of course. Neville says, strong Juve kit at the back. Always love that kit. And Joe says, sorry, I was doing all the quizzes before. Yeah, no worries, mate. It's all good. I love the quizzes. Quiz is great fun. It's all good. Jimbo says, not done enough to warrant more than that, though. There's a player there, though, with him, I think. And Timbo, Illiman and Dye is never 35 million, especially when we got nearly 60 for Madueke. Yeah. The Arsenal says, what do you think of Saka's new £320,000 per week contract running till June 2031? I think you overpaid. But I think that's what you sometimes have to do to keep your best players. Right, halftime quiz. Here we go. Halftime quiz. Get your answers in the chat. Here is the halftime quiz. I want you to name for me, if you can, the top 23. Because I couldn't get to 20 because basically 20th, 21st, 22nd and 23rd in this list all have the exact same number. So I couldn't do the top 20. So it's the top 23. Here we go. The top 23 Champions League goal scorers who have played for either Juventus or Galatasaray. They have to have played for either Juventus or Galatasaray. Ronaldo is number 1. Yes, Ronaldo is number 1. Good answer. Keep them coming. What are we up to? Sorry, Del Piero. Del Piero is... hang on a second. I've not got the number for Del Piero. Yep, Del Piero is 6th with 42. Harry Maguire. Trezeguet. Trezeguet is 7th. Yes, Trezeguet is 7th with 29. Keep them coming. Not Jardel, no. Dybala. Dybala is 11th with 18. Yes, Dybala is 11th with 18. Inzaghi. Inzaghi is 4th with 46. Thierry Henry is 2nd with 50. Nicolas Anelka. Nicolas Anelka is 10th. We've already got that one, haven't we? Yeah, sorry. 10th with 20 goals. Zinedine Zidane. Zinedine Zidane is 17th with 14. Zinedine Zidane. Not Wesley Sneijder. No, Wesley Sneijder just outside of the top 20, 23. Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Yeah, Zlatan Ibrahimovic is third, 48 goals. Yilmaz, yes, Yilmaz has got 13 goals for Galatasaray. He just sneaks in. Drogba, of course, is fifth. Yeah, 44. Higuain is eighth with 24. Good shout. Andrea Pirlo is wrong. No, Andrea Pirlo only got 8 goals in his Champions League career. Morata is 6th with 29. Good shout. So you've now got the top 8. Vialli only, actually, believe it or not, Gianluca Vialli only got 2 goals in the Champions League. So not Gianluca Vialli. Mandzukic is correct. Mandzukic is 10th with 21. Carlos Tevez is correct. He's 20th with 13. Icardi only got 11 in the Champions League. So not Icardi. Nedved is correct. Yeah, Nedved 14th. Good shout. Very good shout. Ravanelli is wrong. No, Ravanelli only got 8 goals in the Champions League. Angel Di Maria is correct. Yes, Angel Di Maria, 22. That puts him in 10th. Yeah, Di Maria is 10th. Dybala we've already got. Not Cassano, not Quagliarella, not Di Natale. No. Kingsley Coman is correct. Kingsley Coman is 12th. Good shout. Kingsley Coman has got 17 goals in the Champions League. Still missing a big one, who is in the squad tonight, believe it or not. Not Pjanic, no. Vidic only got 3 Champions League goals, believe it or not, for Manchester United. Not Di Vaio, no. Umit Karan is not correct. No, Umit Karan has only got 6 Champions League goals. Osimhen is correct, though. Yeah, Osimhen is 16th in the list with 15 Champions League goals. We've already got Dybala. Douglas Costa got 11, so again, he just misses out. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 left to get. Oh no, 7 left to get, sorry. 7 left to get. Not Edgar Davids. No, Edgar Davids doesn't quite make it. Not Chiesa. Edgar Davids actually only got 3 goals in his entire Champions League career. Not Rooney, no. Never played for Juventus or for Galatasaray. Not Moise Kean, no. Have we said Giggs or Scholes? Neither of whom played for Galatasaray or Juventus. Dries Mertens is correct. Dries Mertens is 13th with 16 Champions League goals. Hakan Şükür, fantastic answer. Yeah, he's 22nd. There's 2 players who you've not got who are in the Galatasaray side tonight. I think. Yeah. Not Vlahovic, no. Sané, yeah, Leroy Sané is 9th. Correct. Mandzukic we've already got. There's a Chilean, a famous Chilean, or Chilean. There's a player who played for Galatasaray very briefly and also played very briefly for Fulham. Vidal, yes. Arturo Vidal is the Chilean I was referring to. Gundogan is another one, yeah. Ilkay Gundogan, he's got 13 Champions League goals. There's 2 left to get according to my list. One of them played for Arsenal, as well as either Galatasaray or Juventus. That's all I'm giving you. Either Arsenal and either Galatasaray or Juventus. Not Sanchez, no. Drogba we've already got. Not Lucas Torreira. Yeah, no, Alexis Sanchez never played for Galatasaray or Juventus. So that's the question, by the way, that we're doing is the top 20, well, it's basically 25, effectively, Champions League goal scorers that have played for either Galatasaray or Juventus. They can have played for both. Not Bentner, not Ramsey, no. Greek player, played briefly for Fulham. Podolski is a fantastic shout. Yeah, Podolski is 21st with 13. Not Bentner. No. Not Vieira. No, Patrick Vieira got... Patrick Vieira got 6 goals in the Champions League. 3 for Arsenal, 2 for Juve, 1 for Inter Milan. Not Manolas, no, it was Mitroglou. Kostas Mitroglou has got 14 Champions League goals, which is the same number, believe it or not, as Zinedine Zidane. Kostas Mitroglou has the same number of Champions League goals as Zinedine Zidane, and he got them playing briefly for Galatasaray as well as Olympiacos and various others. But yeah, Mitroglou is the last one. So that was your list. So it was Cristiano Ronaldo, Thierry Henry, Ibrahimovic. I'll give you the answers is the top 25 players who have played for top 25 Champions League goal scorers who have played for either Juventus or Galatasaray. Ronaldo, Henry, Ibrahimovic, Inzaghi, Drogba, Del Piero, Morata, Trezeguet, Higuain, Leroy Sané, Mandzukic, Anelka, Dybala, Kingsley Coman, Dries Mertens, Nedved, Vidal, Osimhen, Zidane, Mitroglou, Gundogan, Tevez, Podolski, Hakan Şükür, and Yilmaz. Sorry. So there you go. Yeah, not Vieira. Vieira only got 6. And Aaron Ramsey only got 9. So not enough to squeeze into the lowest one. Yilmaz got 13 Champions League goals. So not Yilmaz. Not Bentner, not Ramsey, not Sanchez, not Icardi, not Vlahovic, not Douglas Costa. Being a very dope match, says Tobogo. Helium says Galata come back or not. I don't think Galatasaray will come back, no. But I wouldn't rule it out, but I don't think they will. Julius, how's it going, Julius? Thank you, everyone that's already hit the like button. Thank you, everyone that's already subscribed. As you know, we're live every single day watching games of football. And today we're watching this one. Galatasaray 1, Juventus 2. Fabulous couple of goals, it's got to be said. And then we're watching Benfica Real Madrid straight after this. Up the Kiwis. No Reggies in tonight, Reggie. We've not had any Reggies in so far. Looking forward to the North London derby, yeah. North London derby next weekend. Straight after Forest against Liverpool. That's going to be a hell of a Sunday on this channel. Nottingham Forest against Liverpool. And we're going to get... If Liverpool lose that one or drop points in that one, we're going to get ripped to shit off all the Arsenal fans. And then it's going to be the North London derby, Spurs v Arsenal straight after it. So heaven forbid Liverpool drop points and then Arsenal win. I am going to lose my head. I'll be losing my head in that one. So we can't have that. We need, ideally, Liverpool win, Spurs win. Come on, Spurs. They're all on half-term key. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Foxy says, thought it was Champions League goal scored for either Juve or Galatasaray. Mitroglou never even played for them in the Champions League, so it must have been Olympiacos goals. All right, well, no, it was just as long as they'd played for either team. Right, it's second half underway. Are we going to get a Galatasaray equaliser? They've started quite quickly on the front foot. Didn't even know it was Champions League playoffs tonight. Just been thinking about the Wolves match, yeah. Live for that one tomorrow, straight after Newcastle Karabag. Well, Karabag v Newcastle is the 5:45 PM game. So we'll watch that one together, and then we'll do Wolves against Arsenal, of course. So that'll be a good laugh. Roshan says, quiz, players who've won the Premier League, La Liga and Serie A. Sweet Lord. Christ, there's a long list of that one. Very long list. Got to give us the number there, Roshanth. Ryan says, is it a Saturday or a Sunday? It's a Sunday. Yeah, Sunday 4:30 this weekend. Saturday's games that we're doing are West Ham v Bournemouth. Then we're doing City against Newcastle. Sunday's going to be, obviously, Nottingham Forest, Liverpool, followed by the North London derby. Fulham spent big money on Mitroglou. They did, yeah, and it didn't quite work out. There's a couple of players that Fulham have done that with, it feels like, in the centre-forward position, I mean, specifically, that it just hasn't quite worked out with. But Mitroglou was one I thought, because he came in from Benfica, didn't he? He was quite a good, talented player. Lucas says, Hala Madrid, we're winning today, baby. Well, you'd be made up. You'd be absolutely made up after that Barcelona result last night. Roshan says, only 3 have won all 3. Only 3 players have won the Premier League, La Liga and Serie A. Ooh. 3 players to have won La Liga, Serie A and the Premier League. That makes it a whole lot more interesting. Because off the top of my head, I was thinking, that could be like 15 players. I would never get 15. But if there's only 3 players who have won the Premier League, La Liga and Serie A. Ooh. Cristiano Ronaldo's won, surely. Cristiano Ronaldo's got to be one. Paul Robinson Gooner. 90 mins anti-Arsenal tomorrow then. Yes, absolutely. That's the one, Paul. The Arsenal, you got to be happy with Liverpool's FA Cup draw, mate. Listen, you've got to play them all, as you know, mate. You've got to beat the best to be the best. Unless you're Man City. Generally speaking, Man City tend to get Grimsby every round. Grimsby followed by Burton, followed by Swansea. Yeah, Ronaldo would be the obvious one. 2 more left to get. Benfica are going to humble Madrid again. Looking forward to it. The Arsenal says, will Newcastle knock City out of the FA Cup? I can't see it. No, I don't think so. Is it at the Etihad? Or is it at St James's? The FA Cup one? It's at St James's, isn't it? That's a tough game, that, for City, but I can't see him going out. Ronaldo is the obvious one. Name the other 2. Ibrahimovic. Not Ibrahimovic, no. The other one's probably linked with City and Real Madrid as well. Henry won it with Barcelona. Galatasaray. Oh, it's 2-2. It's 2-2. Unbelievable stuff. Again, whipped across the face of goal. And Noah Lang has got a tap in. Very similar, to be honest, to the Juventus first goal. There's a strike across the face of goal. Good save from the keeper. Really, should he be maybe pushing it away from goal? I think we're being maybe a bit critical of Di Gregorio there, but it's a lovely header to win the ball. And then it's a strike from Yilmaz. Good save from Di Gregorio, and it's just a tap-in for Noah Lang. It's 2-2. Brahim Diaz wins Serie A. with AC Milan. Ooh. Possibly. Danilo is correct. Danilo. See, I would never have got Danilo. Who did Danilo win La Liga with? Did he win that with Madrid? I don't know. I would never have said that. I wouldn't have got it. CR7, Danilo and Brahim Diaz. Nice. Good quiz, that. Good question. Only 3 players who've won La Liga, Serie A, and the Premier League. Brahim Diaz, Danilo, and Cristiano Ronaldo. Are they the only 3? Are you sure they're the only 3? Bet there's got to... I would assume there'd have been more. Christo, who have you got to win? Well, I really thought Juventus, but Galatasaray have come straight back out the traps for the second half, and they've equalised quite quickly. Lang from Napoli on loan, yeah. Anelka. Did Anelka win Serie A? Not sure Anelka won Serie A. Did Henry not win it with Juve? No. I don't know. Yeah, you might be right. You might be right. Brahim Diaz is right, the Arsenal. Yep, good shout, mate. Henry didn't win it with Juve so far. Henry's season at Juve was a shocker. They were mid-table. Yeah, well, they tried to sell him to Udinese, didn't they? They tried to get Amoroso to come in because they had Bierhoff. And they tried to get Amoroso to come in from Udinese and sell Henry. That was the plan. He was going to go to Udinese, and Henry was like, yeah, I'm absolutely not. I'm never playing for you again. You're not selling me under my feet. Not a chance. What a game, says Ryan. And Abbas says Juventus will score again. Mark my words. Well, they're down the right-hand side here with Conceição. Good ball in. Defended well, and it's going to be a corner to Juve. Cleared away by Noah Lang. The goal scorer, Noah Lang. I was going to do a question earlier on the sort of best Turkish players to play in the Premier League, but you'd be amazed there's not actually that many. There's really not that many. Not enough to do like a full-on quiz on anyway. Like, if you look at the top Turkish players, like you got Muzi Izit, Tuncay, Emre Belözoğlu, I meant. There's not, like, even if you're just talking about players who've played, not like goal scorers or anything, like Soyuncu. Soyuncu is a player who got a lot of stick at Leicester City, but he was in a team of the season, you know. Çağlar Soyuncu was once named in a Premier League team of the season. Lord Farquhar was named in a team of the season. Juve cleared away by Galatasaray. Beat yourself, Dylan. What a game. Yeah, it's been a good game. Really good game so far. Osimhen does well. Juve clear it up the pitch. Conceição. Good pass. I think he's a really underrated player, Conceição. Good ball in, unlucky. The Arsenal says, Ramsey scored one of the greatest goals ever at Galatasaray in the Champions League for Arsenal. Remember it. Vaguely. Was it the one? It was over to the left-hand side, wasn't it? The left, it was that end of the pitch. I think so, yeah. Vaguely. Have you had pancakes as it's Shrove Tuesday? Yes, yeah, I made pancakes earlier with my little girl and the wife. We did a little flipping pancakes together. We did all that earlier on. Can I join and say my football hot take? You can't, mate. No, I'd love to have you on, but I honestly can't. Purely because I'm live now across multiple different platforms. So if I got you on TikTok, then nobody on YouTube or Twitch or everywhere else could actually hear you or see what was going on. It'd all be a bit confusing. But you're more than welcome to put your hot take in the chat, and I'll read it out and we can debate it if you want. Foxy says, didn't Hakan Suker go to the Prem when his legs were gone? Yeah, I think he played for Blackburn. He went to Blackburn. Foxy, Amaruso was brilliant with Bierhoff at Udinese. He went to Dortmund and did well. And Juve was when they sacked Lippi and brought in Ancelotti and they tried to do the Udinese deal, yeah. Yeah, Hakan Suker was back end of his career. Must have been 40 to 50 yards out. Incredible strike. Worth watching again, mate. We'll keep an eye out on it. I'll do a little catch up on it in between the games, and assuming you're going to watch the Benfica Real Madrid game as well, I'll have a look at it in between that. Galatasaray just... a little bit of an argument going on there with Weston McKennie and is it Yilmaz? No, Salah on the right hand side. The Arsenal says, what's your favourite Liverpool Champions League goal, excluding the winning ones in finals? My favourite Liverpool Champions League goal. The best one, I would say, honestly, I think Luis Garcia's against Juventus was a big one at Anfield. The one where he volleyed it past Buffon from like 30 yards out. Love that one. Gerrard's against Real Madrid was different class. I remember the roof coming off with that one. But the one in terms of like quality, the one that I think is like right up there in terms of overall quality, might well be one of the best free kick goals I have ever seen, is Fabio Aurelio away at Chelsea. We went out in that game. We went out in that tie, unfortunately, but it's one of the best free kicks. Still to this day, in 30-odd years watching football, it's one of the best free kicks I have ever seen. Fabio Aurelio at Stamford Bridge for Liverpool. Absolute genius. From a very, very underrated player as well, by the way. Roshan says, why are managers so pragmatic? It's not like the 2015 to 2019 era. And Reggie says, Roshan, because staying in the Prem is worth so much money. Mid to low teams know they can get results out of big teams playing like this, and the big teams are less effective at breaking them down. That's true enough. Yeah. Origi, of course, sir. Yeah, any of those Barca goals, to be honest. Obviously, Gini Wijnaldum's goal against them with the header, that was incredible. There's loads of goals where I can tell you, like, the roof came off. In terms of actual, like, celebration, I guess the one that I remember celebrating the hardest to is not even a Champions League goal. It's Dejan Lovren against Borussia Dortmund in the Europa League. Jurgen Klopp's first season, we were getting beat by Dortmund at Anfield, and yeah, Dejan Lovren at the end. I honestly, Anfield actually shook that night. Be Yourself Dylan says Benfica v Real Madrid lineups out. I'll have a look now. Let's have a look at the lineups for Real Madrid. What's your take on Everton's first season in the new stadium? It's not going so well so far, is it? Yeah, it's not doing too well. I think the one winning in eight. One winning eight, is it, for Everton so far? I think it's one winning eight. Mia, how is everyone? And are you back on TikTok? I am, yes. I am, but only, maybe not forever. Maybe short term I will be. But yes, good to see you, Mia. Galatasaray free kick. 30 minutes to go. Oh, it's 3-2. What a goal. Fabulous free kick. And it's a great effort. And Davinson Sanchez has put him in front. Galatasaray 3, Juventus 2. What a game this is. What a game. What an astonishing game. Unbelievable stuff. Galatasaray have gone behind. I don't know if is that not an own goal? It's a great free kick from Gabriel Sara. Puts it right on a sixpence. And I think it comes off Davinson Sanchez's shoulder, if anything. But it's past De Gregorio even before he can touch it, to be honest. He's got no time to react. Yeah, it's off Davinson Sanchez's chest, I think. And it's 3-2 Galatasaray. There you go. Gala, just stopping by. Wish you a great rest of the day. All the best, man. Much love from Bosnia. Yeah, love to Bosnia, mate. Good to see you. Kieran, who do you think will win the league? Opinions and bias aside. Arsenal should win it. But I said Man City at the start of the season. I still think Man City will. But Arsenal should. Arsenal really should win it. In the position that they're in, the squad that they have the best team. It will be, genuinely, it'll be the bottle job to end all bottle jobs if they throw it away. It'll be astonishing. It genuinely will be one of the biggest sporting stories. Like the opposite of Leicester. It'll be a miracle. They've thrown it away. They have snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. This is entertaining, says Zahir. Ryan says, oh, for goodness sake, Juve, wake up. Gamer Guru looking like a cracking match, mate. It's been brilliant, yeah. I am a sofa says it's Ramadan, but Ramadan Benzema is gone. Foxy says Brighton, Sheffield United, Fenerbahce, Galatasaray, Toulouse, Olympiacos, Blackburn, Feyenoord, Celtic, Coritiba, Corinthians, Veracruz, Pachuca, Derby, and some more. Colin Kazim Richards. Oh, I was thinking then, who's that? But yeah, Colin Kazim Richards makes sense. Steve McManaman's goal in the Champions League. Which one are we talking about? Are we on about the Champions League final? With the little scissor kick volley against Valencia. The Arsenal says Galatasaray have been a good side last few years. Definitely attracting better players in Turkey. I mean, it's amazing that they got Osimhen, to be honest. Claim for a penalty. You're never getting a penalty for that. No chance. Real Madrid lineup strong. Name the top 6 in Premiership in order after 38 games. I'll go... Oh, excuse me, I just bit my tongue. I'll go with Arsenal. I'll go with Arsenal to win it. Even though I still think there's a good chance they bottle it. But I think Arsenal will win it. I'll go Arsenal, City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Villa. No. Yeah. It's a flip of a coin between Villa and United for that 5th and 6th spot. In my opinion. Davey says Steve McManaman's goal. AK Athens. Ah, right, yes. I remember the one you mean now. Rasta says the game is over now. Juve down to 10 men. They're not down to 10 men. They're not down to 10 men. Where have you got that Juve are down to 10 men? I feel a bit like Chris Camaro when people say that. Looking at it and going, they've had a man sent off. They've not. They've not had a man sent off. Foxy, Istanbul is on the bucket list to watch a Fenerbahce game, Gala game, and a Besiktas game. Good run. Juve stood the ball up, and it's gone behind for a corner kick. There's been a lot of yellow cards in this game, though. Cambiasso, Bardaxi, Cabal. So obviously the Spalletti and the Galatasaray coach have been booked as well. Yeah, who do you think more though? Like, who's your Premier League top 6? Based off what you've seen so far. Cammy's such a legend. Love him. Love him. Top guy. Right, but it is a corner to Juventus now. Kenan Yildiz about to whip it in, right-footed. Could it be 3-3 with 25 minutes to go? Ball whipped over to the far side. Juventus. Oh, and it's going to be a goal kick. Couldn't quite get his head to it. Lloyd Kelly there nearly getting him back in. Well, I've got to say, for an alleged £80 million transfer fee, and I've seen a lot of Keenan Yildiz. I'm not, I've maybe not watched 90 minutes of him every single week, but I've watched a fair bit of him. And tonight, I've been thoroughly unimpressed. I know it's only a one-off game here and there, but I don't see enough in Keenan Yildiz to think he's worth 70, 80 million quid. K. Jones, are you watching Real Benfica too? I am, mate, yeah. Live for Benfica Real Madrid just after this. Be Yourself Dylan says 1 City, 2 Arsenal, 3 Liverpool, 4 Chelsea, 5th United, 6th Villa. And the Arsenal says Arsenal, City, United, Liverpool. You think United will finish 3rd? Can't see United finishing 3rd. Hey, to each their own though. Maybe I'm wrong. It has happened before. Throw in on the far side for Galatasaray. Sorry, for Juve. Galatasaray put it out of play. I'm surprised we've not had any changes yet, really, for Galatasaray. I thought they'd have maybe rolled the dice and put, I don't know, got maybe someone like Gundogan on. Gundogan, someone who can just use the ball and use it well. They've got Icardi on the bench. They've got Gundogan. They've got Bowie. They've got Sané they could put on. They've got Singo they could put on. Got lots of players they can use if they need to, Galatasaray. Top experienced players in the Champions League, and they're not leaning on them just yet. It's usually around about the hour mark when they do make changes. Any team, really. It's going to be a yellow card, that surely, ref. Yep, yellow card. Yilmaz brought down by... Oh, now then. Oh, he did get his red card out there, but it's not a red. It is just a yellow. It is just a yellow. No, it is a red. It is. It's Cabal, isn't it? It's Cabal's already been... He's already been booked. It's a red. It's a red. That is a red card. I did think it was a red. It's Cabal. It's a clear red card, that. How are you doing that when you're on a yellow card? That's a definite red card. I can't believe he's got the cheek to say that's not a red. Come on, you're all over him. Now it's a red card. Rasta predicting the future there, saying a Juventus red card. He said it 5 minutes ago, and now you've got it. Well done, Rasta. You called it, mate. It is a Juventus red card. Cabal is down. Cabal is off for Juventus. He only came on at half-time as well. He's been on 20 minutes and the guy's been sent off. Rasta sent us his text to Vegas. Why didn't we back it? Why didn't we back it? The Arsenal says United have fresh legs only in one competition, mate, helping their league form. Well, that's true enough, yeah. That's true. Hi, Torb says, what a game, Key. Come on, Yildiz, get 3-3. Well, they're down to 10 men now, mate. It's going to be a whole lot harder for Juventus to get back into this one. And if anything, if you're Galatasaray now, knowing that you've got that second leg in Turin, do you now, if you're Okan Buruk, do you look at this team and go, well, do you know what? They're on the ropes. Do we go and try and get a fourth? Let's go and take a 2-goal advantage to Turin. Let's go and get a 2-goal advantage and take it to Turin. That'd be a... That's exactly what you do in this circumstance. If you're a positive, forward-thinking, attacking coach, go and try and kill the game off. Go and kill the tie off. Just go and get a fourth. They're in again here, Galatasaray. Poor from Osimhen, really poor. Tell you what, he's a very, very good player, Osimhen, but I'll tell you something. Oh, he's lazy. He is lazy. He doesn't do what he needs to do from a centre-forward's point of view. He feels like he's just forever standing around waiting for the ball to come to him. And he does come alive when he actually gets the ball to feet. But too often he's like running with his back to the ball. Like, turn around, open your eyes. Admittedly, he's got glasses on. Maybe the glasses are obscuring his vision. I don't know, but just forever feels like he's just a bit cumbersome. Daniel says score prediction for Arsenal v Wolves tomorrow. 4-0 Wolves. When is the last 16 first leg in the Champions League and who can the pool play? Well, I guess it'll be dependent on the winners of... Oh no, We play Atletico Madrid. I think we can play Atletico Madrid, Galatasaray, Juventus, or Club Bruges, I think. 5-3 Juve. I've come back from the future. Foxy says Turkish sides are the Greek side away from home in Europe. Pants. 4th goal is needed. And Osimhen is a great player. Is he Irish? Osimhen. Yeah, Bruges. I thought it was. Yeah. K Jonesy says might be 7-0 Gunners win. You've got a horrible prediction there. 124 says play it in his path. Why do they keep playing passes behind him? He's running like with his back to the ball. You've got to have your eyes on the ball. Surely that's like rule number 1 as a footballer. You can't be turning your back on the ball, and he never knows where it's going. He's always running away from the ball. 124 says us or Spurs play either of them 4. Yeah, we'll take them 4. I'd be happy enough with any of them 4, to be honest, over 2 legs. Joe Talks Footy. Prime Sané was a class player for City. Honestly, Sané was maybe the wide player that I was most scared of with Manchester City. Like Sterling, Mahrez, fantastic players. But I always worried about Leroy Sané. I always felt like Leroy Sané had our number. And he always played really well against Liverpool. The Arsenal says, I think we don't win the title without Kai Havertz. If we keep him fit, that'll get us over the line. Yeah, I mean, you need options up there, don't you? Gyökeres and Jesus have been a bit of a mixed bag this season. I still think Jesus is your best striker, but been a bit of a mixed bag. Havertz is very, very good. K1 says, what will it end in the game? I think it's going to be 4-2 to Galatasaray. I think 4-2 Galatasaray. I think there's going to be another goal in the game, and I think Galatasaray are going to score it. Jabber says, Cumbersome is one of my favourite 90s tracks. And Foxy, this is the Juve side. I remember watching Tudor's side. And Rasta K, are you going to do an Arsenal v Wolves watch-along? I am indeed, mate, yes. Arsenal against Wolves watch-along. It is on the schedule. If you click my my YouTube channel now, you'll see that it's already there, scheduled for tomorrow. 2 big games. Obviously, we've got Benfica, Real Madrid tonight. Then we're going to be doing Qarabağ against Newcastle this time tomorrow. So same time tomorrow. If you want to watch another Champions League game, Qarabağ v Newcastle, that should be a really good one as well. So yeah, Qarabağ Newcastle tomorrow night, followed by Wolves against Arsenal. Come on the Wolves. Joe says Turkey would be so good if they had some of the Turkish German players, and Madhouse says they say Sané was an arrogant twat. I think I would be if I was that fast and that good at footy. Joe, why did Victor Osimhen go to Turkey? I thought he was the next best thing. I mean, I still think he's a very good player, but they offered him 300 grand a week. I think he's the highest paid player in Turkey. They pay good wages in Turkey. Saka in the 10 makes no sense. I personally wouldn't be putting Saka in the 10. I think he's a right winger. I think it's mad to me that they're trying to put Madueke in there with him. They've tried playing Saka a bit deeper, haven't they? Not just inside, but deeper as well. As part of a midfield 3. Come on, Galatasaray for Gundogan and Sané. And Emil says, who do you think will win the league? No bias. Arsenal, I think, should win it. I think they should win it. They've got the best team. Joe, I thought Turkey did not have any money. Yeah, low tax as well. Very low tax. That was one of the places we were looking at, or might still be, but I don't think it is anymore. We was going to look at moving there. Cool place to live, Turkey. Beautiful country. But, yeah, no, we're not going to be going to Turkey anymore. Maybe on holiday. Go back there on holiday. Josh, this guy has zero ball knowledge. Massive hater too. Massive hater? I'm not a massive hater. Oh, but Galatasaray have scored. It's Noah Lang again. It's 4-2. I said it would be 4-2. We might yet get more than 4. Maybe Galatasaray can kill this game off tonight. It could be 5-2. There's still time. There's 15 minutes left. We might have seen the end of Juventus in the Champions League. They're down to 10 men. Spalletti will be raging at this from Thuram. Thuram and Oh, I tell you what, Lloyd Kelly. Lloyd Kelly, hang your head in shame. Noah Lang. There you go. Kill the tie off tonight, you mean? Yeah, sorry, that's what I meant. Kill the tie off tonight. They could kill it off tonight. What are Juventus doing at the back? Astonishing. Absolutely astonishing. And Juventus 4-2 down and a man down. Still with 15 minutes left to go plus added time. Keep going. Fifth is there to get. Galatasaray have to go for it. That's what you... If you're the Galatasaray manager, you're looking at it and thinking, these are on the ropes. We can go to Turin with a 2 or 3 head start. I mean, we've already got a 2-goal head start, but a 3 or maybe even a 4. If you play your cards right, you could kill the game off now. 6-2, I think this ends. Says the pride of Merseyside. Jabba says Rasta has spoken. We all love Rasta. And Rasta says, as I said, Juve have thrown away this game, fam. Honestly. Good shout, Rasta. You called the red card. Now you're calling Juve throwing it away. Tonight's lottery numbers would be most appreciated. I thought Yildiz was good, or is this just an off game? Yildiz is really good, but I just feel like he's not worth the money that they're asking for him. 70 to 80 million quid. Apparently, he's not really justified that based on tonight's performance, or any of the performances, I've got to be honest, that I've seen from him. Gamer Guru says, saying Key has zero ball knowledge is wild. He may hate my club, but his ball knowledge is unquestionable. He knows his footy. Do you know what? That's a big turnaround, though, isn't it, Gamer Guru? Given how hot you was when you came in, we had a little back and forth, didn't we? But I appreciate that, mate. That's very kind of you. And it's not even just... Listen, I learn from you guys. I don't really have great ball knowledge. I'm not like an oracle. I think I've got a pretty good grasp on footy, but no more or less than plenty of other people in the chat. Think of all the questions you've thrown at me tonight. Think of the questions we had last night. Key, can you name the Liverpool versus Chelsea 2005 Champions League semi-final lineups? Think how many I got wrong. I missed John Arnorisa, for God's sake. John Arnorisa, who's played for Liverpool for the best part of a decade, didn't get him. Didn't get Liverpool players who've played for Real Madrid. I got half, but basically half marks in that one. All of the rumours that I'm not actually a Liverpool fan. They're starting to get the evidence is building. Rasta is the oracle. Yes, Rasta is the oracle. Jordan, how long have you supported Everton? For a long, long time. No, don't support Everton. Do a ball support Everton. I'm a Liverpool fan. Always been a Liverpool fan. I've never been anything other than a Liverpool fan. Although I did wear a Manchester United kit when I was 4. I was effectively forced into it. Will this match end 4-2? I think 5. I think there's one more goal. The Arsenal says, hard to believe how poor Liverpool have been this year after tearing up the Prem last year. I think it's just because of the amount of changes we've made, mate. That's the problem. We've made a huge amount of changes. Foxy, Key's football knowledge is very respectable. I would go as far as to say maybe the best on YouTube. Many have zero knowledge for football worldwide. Blimey. Well, that's high praise from Foxy, because Foxy definitely knows his footy. I'll take that. Galatasaray Press says, Mo, Lloyd Kelly is playing like with no defence. Awful player. He was very highly praised at Bournemouth, though, wasn't he? Like, it was a bit like James Hill is now. James Hill's getting a lot of plaudits at Bournemouth, and plenty of Bournemouth fans who are kind of like, well, we don't care if Senesi goes on a free in the summer because we've got James Hill. And James Hill, believe it or not, I think is the highest rated Premier League centre-back over the last, 5 or 6 games. Doing really well for Bournemouth. G. Lawrence says, so that's 3 teams you've supported now, Key. Liverpool, Spurs and Man United. I've never supported Spurs. Come on, mate. Opinions on the Kroupy links. I'd love Kroupy at Liverpool. But I don't necessarily think we need him. No. Unless we're going to go to a 4-4-2. But I don't necessarily think we need him. I think Isak and Ekatike should be sufficient. we need wingers more than we need centre forwards. A lot of the channels are just Prem based for knowledge, which is fine, but there's levels to this. And also, even within those channels, it's generally top 6, isn't it? Generally, it's top 6. Whenever I tend to watch any of the, the football panel shows and stuff like that, they're all very top 6 centric, and nearly always you've got people on who are just, it just descends into shouting madnesses and chaos and just annoying. There's no nuance to it. Nobody's talking about Angelo Peruzzi or Igor Tudor as top centre-backs back in the day. I'll still give you some stick, but that's the whole part of football. Stuck around because you've got decent football debates and engage with the chat really well. Cheers, mate. Well, thank you. I appreciate you stuck around. I'm glad if nothing else, I'm converting some of the haters into good, top-quality, high-value chatters. And I appreciate you being around, mate. Joe says, Gala team, such a throwback. Do you remember Hassan Sass? My big brother went to Turkey. He went to, did he go to Marmaris? I think he went to Marmaris when he was about 17, lad's holiday sort of thing. And he came back with a Galatasaray shirt with Hassan Sass on the back. Bald-headed fella, Hassan Sass. And then I think he went back the year after or 2 years later and got me one that said Hakan Şükür. Proper OG Galatasaray shirts as well. Saeed El Mala, I'd love Saeed El Mala. Yeah, we watched Saeed El Mala for the European Championships, the under-21s European Championships he was in, or the under-19s. I think it was the under-19s we watched him. Yeah, in an ideal world, I would love Liverpool to sign Pablo Garcia of Betis and Saeed El Mala. Because we could have Saeed El Mala and Rio Engamoa on that left-hand side, and we could have Pablo Garcia, maybe Elise on that right-hand side. Good grief. We'd be sorted. Joe says, I get forced to come in here by Keith for views. Don't let him fool you, lads. He's compelled, Joe. He's compelled. The Arsenal, who is the Leipzig player you're after in the summer for 100 million, only 19 years old? Yeah, Jan Diamand. Ivory Coast winger, signed from Leganés in the summer. Came in from La Liga. He's only been at RB Leipzig for 12 months. Feels like one of them that I don't think 100 million's worth it, but like performance levels, he looks really, really good. He's putting up decent numbers. He's still a young player, athletically looks a player, but I'm not sure 100 million is fair value. Rasta K, have you heard the news of Isse from Bayern going to your team, Liverpool, to replace Salah? Oh, Elise, yes, I've heard, yeah. There's lots of talk today about Elise to Liverpool. I'd love that. Magnus says, hello, mate, what are we watching? I'm watching Gala Juve. Yeah, me too. That's what we're on now. And the Arsenal says, Liverpool's best player of the season so far. Will Gakpo be at Liverpool long? I'd like Cody Gakpo to stay at Liverpool. If it was me, I would put Rio Engamoa out on loan next season. I think he needs a championship loan where he can play regularly. I'd send him out on loan. I would keep Cody Gakpo and I would go and sign a top left winger to compete with Cody Gakpo on that left-hand side. Because what we can't do is sell Cody Gakpo, sign a left winger, and then we've got the exact same problem we've got this year, which is you're still relying on a 16, 17-year-old kid as backup. Arsenal aren't doing that, are they? Arsenal have got Trossard, Madueke, Martinelli, Eze, all of whom can play on that left-hand side. On the right, they've got Saka, they've got Madueke who can play over there as well. Wanyuri, if they call him back from loan. Liverpool are leaving themselves far, far too light. Madhouse says, why don't Liverpool get Anthony for the right hand? I'd love Anthony. Yeah, I like Anthony a lot. I wouldn't mind Anthony to come back, to be honest, to the Premier League. I actually feel like that would be a really... Imagine if Anthony came back, all of the United fans would be like, oh, what are you doing signing him? Whoa. I'll tell you, there might be a little bit of the Mo Salah coming back to the Premier League, shades of that with Anthony. Every time I've watched that fella for Betis, to be honest, him and Ezal Zuli. Ezal Zuli's a great player for Betis, but if you brought Anthony in, I think he'd have a point to prove, and I think he'd do wonderfully well at Liverpool. I like him a lot, Anthony. Really good player. I heard Anthony Gordon's a good player. Do you want him? Not for the 80 million you're asking for. Not for the 80 million, anywhere close to it. Sarah says we'd love Elise, but I don't know if he'd come back to the UK. Is there a rumour or news around him that potentially he wouldn't, sir? I've not heard anything about him being maybe reluctant to come back to the UK. I know he's doing well in Germany. Foxy, agree about those debate shows always about Big Six teams. I think that's why every player gets called world class today, because they don't actually know any football history from a decade ago and further. There was one today I was watching. It was basically about. There was a very strong argument being made that Bukayo Saka is not world class. It was reacting to his contract, and it just descended again into a shouting match. And there was just a lot of bad faith arguments being put forth. Like, I can see both sides of the coin, but it was just a really, really, it just gets very shouty. Luke says Don Hussam hates Gakpo. Oh, but doesn't he hate everyone? Surely, it just feels like everyone gets a bit of stick. Luke says Ty, he's alright. I can see why other fans would not like him. Not very humble. I like Ty. I really like Ty. Every time I've seen Ty, he's the guy's like, oh, it's 5! They've done it! It's 5! I can't believe it. Sasha Bowie smashed it in. It's 5-2. Galatasaray. They are sailing through now. And there's still 5 minutes left. They could make it 6. They could make it 6. Oh my God. It's 5-2 to Galatasaray. Juventus, I mean, this is the sort of thing that can get a manager sacked. And Spalletti, you have to wonder. They might not get champion. Lloyd Kelly's had a shocker again. If we're talking about some nights can end a player's career at a certain club, and I tell you what, Lloyd Kelly has had a bad one tonight for Juventus. He's probably responsible for maybe 3 of the goals that they've conceded tonight to Galatasaray. But it's the Galatasaray 5, Juventus 2. What a night. Joe says, I don't think Saka's world class. I'm not even taking the piss, but I would say he's only just a level above Jacob Murphy. Average Trout. What do you call a magician that's lost his magic? Ian. Love that. Love that. That's a great gag. I'm keeping that. Ty's like a big kid. No disrespect. It's just his way. I like him. Yeah, I like him. At the end of the day, you've got to kind of admire the fact that he's just mega. He's Mr. Arsenal, isn't he? Like, he's decked out head to toe in the clobber. He goes and watches, like, everything Arsenal. Like, Arsenal reserves, Arsenal women's games, Arsenal under 15s. Like, the guy's everywhere watching Arsenal, and he just loves Arsenal. And like, it's not my level of intensity, and it's very few people I know their level of intensity. But fair play to him. Fair play to him. Good ball in far post. Galatasaray, they're going for 6. They are going for 6. Magnus says, do you think Juve are completely out of it now, Key? I think looking at the way they've played tonight, they can have some performance second leg to try and turn this round. And I honestly, I don't see Galatasaray throwing away a 3-goal lead. And it could be more. There's still time. If you're Galatasaray, if you're Okan Buruk, you're saying to your team now, there's 2 minutes plus added time left to go. Go and chase these down. Go and try and get a 6th. Because if you get a 6th, then it really does kill it off. But a 3-goal difference going into the second leg is as close to insurmountable as you're going to get, I think. If it was a different team, if it was a team, let's say Juventus, let's say it was Galatasaray 5, Barcelona 2, then you would be probably more interested in watching the second leg, wouldn't you? Because you'd think, oh, Barca can come out and score 3 past these. But I don't see Juventus scoring 3 past these at home without conceding at least 1 or 2. Can you? I can't. Gamer Guru says Saka walks into any other team in the world, in my opinion. It's fair enough. I can see the logic. I like him. Strike! Oh! Jesus, nearly. Yeah, I like Saka. I don't think he's world class. I think there's 5 better wingers than Bukayo Saka, and that's my definition of world class. I think there's 5 better wingers I can name on the right hand side. But I like him, and he's certainly sort of floating in and around there. Sometimes he'll have a couple of months where he's just unplayable, and then maybe he does float into the top 5. But generally speaking, I think I wouldn't say he's world class. Red card has completely changed this game around. Juve are not going to come back, never in a million years, says R. McKenzie. Juventus are low-key frauds. And Zach says Saka is over-disrespected, not going to lie. I don't think he's over... Do you know what I think it is with him? I just think his injury record precedes him. And I just think there's far too many players on that right-hand side now who I look at and think, if I had a straight choice between them or Saka, who am I picking? I think there's 5 I could pick. That would be ahead of Saka. But that is not to detract from what a player I think he is. And he really is a wonderful, wonderful player. I like Bukayo Saka a lot. And I know he's had a bad season. I don't even necessarily think that's... Like, that, form is temporary, class is permanent, all that sort of thing. I think Bukayo Saka's form this season is not a reflection of him as a player. It's a reflection more so of the system that Arsenal play. Galatasaray. There's only 2 minutes of added on time here. Only 2 minutes to go. Ball over the top. Osimhen and Gala just about keep hold of it. They're incessantly pushing on, although at the end here. Big chance. Saka is world class, does the business internationally and domestic. He just had a bit of bad luck last season with injuries. I mean, to be honest, this season he's not been brilliant with injuries. And he definitely does, without doubt, do the business internationally. But I feel like that saves him a little bit. Like, if we're just reliant on his club form, internationally he's not actually that brilliant. Oh, nearly 6. Sorry, if we're just reliant on his club form, internationally he's not enough to make him world class for me. Foxy, I like Saka a lot. Nimi says, so Key Thomas being himself when it comes to Arsenal or Arsenal players, so Liverpool wingers are world class, right? No, Liverpool wingers, I mean, Salah's world class, but I don't think Gakpo's world class or Chiesa or Engamo are world class. No, not at all. Nowhere near it. Rasta, the whole tie is over for Juve from this first leg. Well, it is full time now. It is full time. Hashir, what is your prediction? What is your prediction on Arsenal v Wolves tomorrow? 4-0 Wolves. Sean, the guys with the biggest voices on Saka are the ones who never watch him and only look at stats. Well, no, but this is it. If you looked at stats, you would say he's a world-class player. I think looking certainly at recent years and stuff, you would absolutely say he's world-class. I've watched Saka basically every game he's played, every minute he's played this season. And I've got all the receipts to prove it. Ryan says, Gala, oh for goodness sake. Madhouse says Key hates Arsenal more than United. Nah, don't hate Arsenal more than United. Nowhere near. Not even close. Julius, where are we up to? Sorry. Bibek says Arsenal, second in the Premier League, reaching the semi-final. That team must be world-class, just a view. A player of that team must be world-class. I guess it depends on your definition of world-class. That's fine. Some people have different definitions of world-class. For me, it's top 5 in your position. So for me, I think there's only 50 to 55 players in the whole world that I would consider world-class. For others, it's a little bit more cut and dry. For others, it's like if you would walk into any side. Therefore, there's only 11 players who are world-class. Callum, what team do you support? I'm a Liverpool fan, Callum. I'm a Liverpool fan, and I will be watching Benfica Real Madrid in about 10 minutes. Didn't know Icardi played for Gala. Yeah, he's on the bench most of the time, to be honest. Jabba, what are we up to? Gamer Guru, 4-0 Wolves, cheeky git. And Sarah says, I think world class is thrown around too much nowadays. It is. It's true that. Far too many people desperate to use the term world class. Kieran, I had Galatasaray, I need PSG, Real Madrid and Dortmund now. Good lad. Well, hey, listen, Kieran, we'll be live for Dortmund. We'll be live for Benfica, Real Madrid in literally 10 minutes. So if you are planning to watch along with us, I'm going to ask you 2 things to do. Hit the like button if you've not already. Second of all, make sure you've subscribed. Make sure you've followed to see more watch-alongs like this. But what a fantastic night for Galatasaray at Rams Park. They're absolutely loving it. It's 5-2 to Galatasaray. Juventus looking pretty much dead and buried in the Champions League after that first leg. Right. I will be back in about 10 minutes' time for Benfica Real Madrid at the Estadio da Luz in Lisbon. I won't be there, but I'll be here with you, hopefully, watching that game. Take it easy, hit the likes, subscribe. See you in 10 minutes. Ta-da.